Right. Get this logged in. I want to show you something that I found that I thought was pretty exciting. Just a second here. I am, where does that go? There it goes. Hey there. Hi. So I was just getting ready to do some writing actually, and I had Google Earth up, and I had been watching something a documentary um, in Britain. It's a time team where they go on site for 3 days and they do archaeology. Terrific, just absolutely fantastic show. Guy, I think his name is Tony Robinson, or maybe it's Tony Robbins. Maybe that's somebody else, but he's the host. But it's really good. Anyway, they were one of the ways that they do this is that well, first they have some reason to go to the site. So there's something that either amateur archaeologists, or there's some tradition. It's usually like some place in the British countryside, and they'll go on site for 3 days, and they'll do different techniques. They'll basically target it. Maybe they have evidence that it might be a Roman town, or a medieval roundhouse, or something, maybe an old Roman road or something like that. And then as they do the archaeology, they uncover the story, and it's a cast of characters, mostly scientists, but they've got interesting personalities. And Tony's a hoot anyway. And then they go and they sit in the pub and they talk about the things, and they go out the next day, and they have just 3 days. I really like that show. I watch it a lot when I have free time. But anyway, one of the things that they were talking about, one of the things that they use, the tools that they use, is they will. Oh, I forgot to do something. I forgot to do this. Oh, there we go. They will do things. They will look at uh, the landscape, aerial photography, even satellite images, and they'll look at maybe fields and look for lines in the fields that might indicate where archaeology, where were past remains of past houses or sheds or roads might have been. And they use something called geophysics, which is like using radar and ultrasound to also look under the ground. So anyway, I was sitting here getting ready to do some writing, and I just thought, I had Google Earth open. I thought, I'm going to take a look and see if I can spot anything myself, right? So I did. So I want to share it with you. Here we go. So here we are. This is an example. This is actually on Google. This is not Google Earth. But the phenomenon, they're called Cropmarks. And these are Cropmarks right here. So you can see this is from probably an airplane, a couple thousand feet up. And if you look down you can see very clear evidence of I don't know exactly where this is, but maybe those are roundhouses, a type of I think on a prehistoric, maybe Iron Age period structures, and various lines all clustered there together. One really big one there. Look at that wall. And of course, that's caused by the disturbance of whatever was there before, leaving kind of an imprint below. And look at these interesting lines here. Now, some of this stuff might be from the plows or whatnots. And then a structure over here. You can see a railroad and a road there. So isn't that interesting? So what I did to make this happen was you can see over on the right, I literally went onto Google Earth, and I went to the Isle. I went over Britain because I decided I'd do this in Britain, and I layered. I put the Google Earth satellite view above England, and I just drilled down. And as it came in, I kind of just went straight down to wherever I was going, and it was the Isle of Man, where I've never explored on Google Earth. And I hit pay dirt with the first try. Let me show you what I found. There we are. Now maybe let's see if I can find it again. Here we go. If I just go straight down, I'll find it. I'll find it again. Zoom, 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 zoom. There it is. There it is. There it is. Take a look at this. Can you see it? Right here. See the lines right here? I don't know if you can see my cursor or not. So it looks like there's like a circular impression there, and then there's some lines across here as well. So I'm pretty sure that might be something. Now, of course, I'm no archaeologist. What do I know? But that looks a lot like, minimize that. Come on, you can do it. Oh, I don't know why it wouldn't minimize properly. Here we go. My daughter's boyfriend, Chris, has offered to help me to buy a new computer because he says my computer's too old and slow. Let's just put that side by side where it should have been before. So, don't you think these lines right here look like these lines over here? Of course, the one on the over here is, like the first hit when you search for crop lines. Let's see if we can find anything else in this field. And look at this. What's this? Here's some major lines here. Although, again, I don't know if those are more modern. I wonder what this is. Something out there in the field. Let's see if we can, let's scan over the countryside and see if we can see some more. Here's something down here. Let's go look at this field. I don't see anything there. My gut feeling tells me to go to the left. These look like tractor marks, don't they? Let's listen to something while we search. Shout out if you see anything. Now it's pretty clear these are tractor lines here, huh? So I wonder how archaeologists can tell the more modern stuff from the older stuff. Let's make that bigger. Okay, let's leave the Isle of Man. I may have just had that one lucky shot there, huh? Let's go up here to Scotland. Let's go out here to the. You know what? Let's go. Let's go up here to the Shants, the Shant Islands, which are right here. This little patch of islands here. I know there's stuff out there because I've seen it before. I think we have to go back in time a little bit before seeing anything. So here are the 3 Shant Islands. But you see how washed out that view is? But if we open up the toolbar and go into the time mode, show historical image, and I think if we go back a little bit, we'll get something better. Okay, here's 2005 imagery. 2013. Wow, the last time that was updated was 2013. Let's try. Here's 2005. That's crappy. Let's see how this is. This might do. Let's see if there's anything better. Well, I know the area where the structures are. It's right down here on this beach right here. So it's all completely washed out right there. Let's see if we can go back in time and get a good look. There we go. Bingo. Look at that. Nice. Okay. So here's the house. Okay. This house is the house of the owner, who is well, the current owner is the son of a British lord. No, I shouldn't say he's a lord. He's an MP, so a member of parliament. But I don't think the son is. And these islands have been granted to the family, the firstborn son. This is the third generation of that. Now you can see the house right here, and there's some old structures clearly right there, right?
Just imagine an evening like this, which will come. Sounds, busy people. Golf cart go past. It's warm, very nice for the skin. Threatening a cold night, desert night. But just imagine a night just like this. The day after you've died. It's all gonna go on without you. Really, utterly without you. As if you were hardly even here, had not even been here. How important any of it, in the moment it is. I know that there's that consequence. But the first night, that first evening, that first sunset after you're dead, and then the world keeps on spinning, and you're left behind. No, not just you, but me too. More me than you. I'm sharing with you my thought, for whatever it's worth. Good night.
That bit of sound is actually a new composition from Noarians, grabbing a bit of audio from a recent video of mine and putting it to some music. I really like it. Now, hey, look at this. This is clearly a roundhouse right here. I think the word is medieval. I think it's even older than that. Let's learn about that. British. Certainly weren't British, because there were no British. Let's see. A roundhouse dwelling. Here we go. Here's one in Scotland. A roundhouse is a type of house with a circular plan, usually with a conical roof. In the latter part of the 20th century, modern designs of roundhouse echo buildings were constructed. Let's go back here. So the older style. Roundhouses were the standard form of housing built in Britain from the Bronze Age through the Iron Age, and in some areas well into the sub-Roman period. The people built walls made of either stone or of wooden posts joined by wattle and daub, which I believe include poop in it, panels on top of the conical thatched roof. These ranged in size from less than 5 meters in diameter to over 15. The Atlantic roundhouse, brooch, and wheelhouse styles were used in Scotland. The remains of many Bronze Age houses can still be found scattered across open heathland. Early archaeologists determined that they believed were the characteristics of such structures by the layout of the post holes, although a few timbers were found preserved in bogs. They had a central fire that would have been lit inside for heating and cooking. There could not have been a smoke hole in the apex of the roof. This would have caused an updraft that would have rapidly set fire to the thatch. Instead, smoke would have been allowed to accumulate harmlessly inside the roof space and slowly leak out through the thatch. So you just basically lived in a house full of smoke. I gotta stand up here. Hey, Tom. It says Iron and Bronze Age, right? So we're getting biblical there. Kaola Sue says Buster Ancient Farm near Petersfield on the south coast of England is an open-air museum of reconstructed Iron Age roundhouses. Interesting. So look at that. So here we have on the Shant Islands, there's clear evidence of a roundhouse here, and if you look closely, you can actually see the entrance, right? Here's where the entrance was, right there. right? And then some sort of a structure here, maybe. Now the animals, they actually had it partitioned. The animals would stay inside because of bad weather, but this looks like an enclosure here for the animals or something, some sort of an enclosure there, and then some sort of multiple roundish things, right? And you can see. So I'll bet you that that's what these are over here too. These are from the Isle. The one on the left is from the Isle of Man, and the one on the right are from the Shant Islands in Scotland. So same thing. This must have been a village of some sort. Now, why were a couple of these square? And you can see the entrance there on this one, right? There's the entrance right there. And over here, I think you guys can see my cursor. There's the entrance on that one too. Let's go back to the Shants and see if we can spot any more of that. And what you're seeing here, these lines here, along here, there wasn't a lot of fertile ground on these islands. And so what they did was they divided there was, the people that lived out here, they divided the land into these long tracks, like as long as like a plow's length. You imagine a plow going across here, and they would every year they would give an allotment. So Farmer John and Farmer Fred. Well, I'm not thinking of good Scottish, well, that would have been Celtic names. I don't know what they are. And they would have taken a lottery kind of a thing. And then every year they would get a certain number of these to farm. And it was kind of random. So you never know which one you're going to get. So it was kind of democratic in that sense. And it still scars the landscape to this day. I use that word scar in a loose sense. So here's probably where the farmers lived. Here, that's where they were farming the arable land. Here's seeming like another structure there. I can see the evidence of something here as well. Let's see what else there is. Now, I know at the top of this island, there was also like a, what they think might have been like a shrine. You can see here where the dip in the land here, where some soil would accumulate there. It looks like they had lines there. And I used to know what they were called, but I've forgotten. Oh, here, look at this. Beautiful here. Look at that. Beautiful. Look, they just worked every square inch, and it looks like here's like a cliffside, right there. One of the things I'll tell you, I'll tell you a sad story. It's actually a story that happened on this very island. So, on that particular island, I read a book about this island. There was the story. What they used to do is, do you see how there's the cliff face right here? They used to have puffins down there, and they would harvest the puffins and the puffins' eggs. And there was a case where the farmer's wife had been lowered down on a rope, and she was harvesting the puffin eggs, and the farmer was above controlling the rope, and the rope broke, and she fell into the water straight down below. I don't know if it was right here. It was somewhere on this island, one of these cliff faces, and she survived the fall into the water, but there was no way to get to her. And he just watched her bob away. The wind blew her away, and he just watched his wife disappear into the North Sea. From the sand, it happened off of this island. So that's one of the stories of this particular island that I thought was rather interesting. Whoop, we have a comment here. Loads of those types of fields all over the UK. We call them Humpty Dumpty fields. St. Kilda is worth a look. Really? Maybe we'll go take a look. Harrow, everyone. Harrow, not that much, Jess. Hi, at softypapa. Hello. Let's just see what else we can find here, and then let's go take a look at St. Kilda. So do they have anything out here at the very edge out here? Humpty Dumpty fields. I like that. So can you imagine being the farmer that was like, running a plow along this? I should make that bigger. Can you imagine being the farmer that was running the plow along this edge here? And it was also windswept, and this is the Hebrides, right? I mean, it's like talk about badass farming. I don't see anything else up here, but some pretty nasty cliff faces. And here's the landing where they land the boats when they come. Gosh, what a name. Garb Island. Oh, look at this down here. Nice bit of arable land here, right? Look at that. Humpty Dumpties. Can we see any evidence of roundhouses like we have over here? Let's take a close look. You know, it looks like here, like they were actually farming on a slope, doesn't it? And these look very wide compared to what we saw earlier down. And this is very logical here, the lines there and the lines there. Then came enclosure when the land was stolen from the people. History, right? And so let's get we did a good job of taking a look at the Shants. That gave us a good view. Let's take a look at, as Tom said, St. Kilda. Where the heck is St. Kilda? And now I'm all messed up. St. Kilda, United Kingdom. Live near there, Tom? Oh, wow. Oh, I know St. Kilda. I actually know a story about St. Kilda. So what I was reading, hold on, view, make that go away, sidebar go away. I got the book right here. Hold on. I just finished. That's the wrong side. I just finished this book, Tom. Samuel Johnson and James Boswell's A Journey to the Western Islands of Scotland and the Journal of the Tour of the Hebrides. And in it, they visited St. Kilda. It was one of the last places they visited. And I learned a couple of things. Apparently, that's where a saint, what was his name? Saint something or other, came and landed, and where he began the Christianization of the people of the Hebrides. And apparently, it's also there's a nunnery there, right? And then that's where the nuns would they live. They have like a little nun, and I think it's still there today. And also, it was where it was where there was one guy that sent his wife because he didn't like her very much, so he sent her there. And Dr. Johnson talks about here, relates in here about one incident where he would thought the particular woman that he met, he would gladly resign her to St. Kilda if he could. Let's see if I think that's the place. Let's see. So let's go back over here. Let's see. And I think if I go here, I can find the nunnery. Is it here? Well, look at all. Oh, you're right. Look at all that. Look at all that. Tom, you're absolutely right. Chock full of it. What's interesting, Tom, is that you can see, whereas here on the Isle of Man, it's just the historical imprint of under the soil, right? Here, it's all still sticking up, and we actually see the square and the. Have you been there, Tom? I wonder. Look at that, and then down here, look at this. You can actually see I wonder if this is still older, right? Maybe this is. I mean, how far back does it go? It said Iron Age and Bronze Age. So I wonder if you have Iron Age structures deeper down than the bronze ones. Oh my gosh, this is really amazing to look at. What's that saying? St. Kilda World Heritage Site. And granted, this is satellite imagery that we're looking at, right? Imagine what it would be like if we actually could go and see. Ah, what have I done? No, no, no. Get out of the ground view. Okay, where's that nunnery? I wonder why, Tom. Why were there so many here? There's a helicopter pad right there. There's the church, St. Kilda Church. I visited here before, and I'm pretty sure I saw that nunnery. This is beautiful. Look at the way it's just in that protected bay. And then there's a beach, the beach where the saint landed. See if I can find that. This doesn't look like I remember. I must have been thinking about something else. Soy. Westernmost point of the United Kingdom. Interesting. James Innumerable says, former homes of an old settlement. Yeah. And Tom says, no, I live in the Midlands of England. All I know about St. Kilda is it had to be abandoned. Why did it have to be abandoned? So why am I messing up here? I thought St. Kilda had there was a beach. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Let's see. I thought it was St. Kilda. In fact, I'm dead certain of it. Let's go back and try that again. So anyway, so now we know that Cropmarks. So over on again on the left side of the screen, if you just joined us, we're looking at Cropmarks on the impressions in the landscape that reveal archaeology of the past. And then Tom has led us to St. Kilda, where we can see the beautiful impressions of that. Look at this, even this giant wall that seems to go all the way around. Interesting how the people all built their houses along this line here. I wonder. Oh, I guess that was where it did. And then these were all the crops, right? And what these big enclosures here were. Interesting how they had all these rectangular ones, and then up here the round ones, and somewhere in there is the burials. What are these moundy looking things? I wonder. Let's just one last time. Let's go back, and we'll go down to the Midlands, where Tom is from. I've been to the Midlands. I know that's a region, right? I don't know if it's the actual place. I don't know if Google can actually help me find that. UK. We couldn't know this location. Let's see. I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be between right around here. There was a city that I visited right around here. Can't remember what it was. Let's see if I can find it. I think it was. Well, there's Lincolnshire. Lincolnshire. I think that's got a lot of stuff in it, right? Oh, there's Leicester. Let's just pick a spot right here. This looks kind of green. Let's get rid of that. Do. See if we can we'll just drill down like we did before and see. Let me get rid of this. See if we can find anything right on this field. Okay, let's keep our eyes peeled. Let's see if we see any crop marks. Am I still on the historical imagery? I think I am. Let's fix that. Okay, now we're into modern imagery. We're back from the future. It's very dark, it's hard to see. Too bright from outside. I don't see anything. What's that? Oh, it's like tractor marks, huh? It's probably a good idea to follow a road, right? Because the roads kind of stay consistent. Well, what's that? What's that? What's that? Is that something right there? That looks modern, though, doesn't it? Here's another of the same thing. Well, these look, I don't know. Doesn't this look a little bit like these ones out here? Well, these look too modern, but they look a little bit like what we saw in St. Kilda. Tom says, no, okay, he in the Midlands, we saw that. Evacuated on the 29th of August, 1930, apparently says they began to rely too heavily on imports. Evacuation sounds like they did it all of a sudden. Runrig wrote a song about it, On the Edge of the World, I think it was called. Daventry. Oh, that's where you live? Let's go there. Daventry. Daventry. Wiki says it was lead in the soil that was the cause as one of the farming practices. Seems off to put lead in the soil. Yeah, it does seem off. Tom says there's a hill where there was a Bronze Age fort, an Iron Age fort, a Roman villa, and where radar was invented, tested. Pretty sure you can't see any markings from them, though. That sounds interesting. That's a lot of stuff to happen on a particular hill. So here we are. I guess does this look like home, Tom? Let's go here to the outskirts. Looks like a pretty place. Nicely laid out, a little bit of water. Now let's take a look around around this lake. See if we can see any markings in the soil. Crop marks. I see looks like a radio tower there, or like a power pole. Big old roundabout. That's it. Borough Hill is slightly to the east. Let's see, which way is east? Okay, north, south, east. So this way? Over in this way? Ooh, look at these. I think we can see, maybe we can see stuff here. Looks like he's plowing around the tree. Hmm. Let's see if we can find that if we type it in. And we're off. Here we have Borough. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Borough Hill. Is this the place? Well, you say there's a lot going on here. Let's look. Let's check the ground for any. Is this a circular? It almost looks like a circular shape right there. What's all this stuff? These look like pylons for a tower or something. Let's have a little. Maybe it was built on already. Yep, you're confirming that's the place. They're the concrete anchors for radio towers. Ah. But still, if you said there's Roman and older stuff here, we should be able to find some. Like I'll bet this field is probably chock full of stuff, right? How lucky you are to live in a place like this. Man, I'd want to be out with a a metal detector. What's this? It's like a course racetrack or something. Pond or something. What's that? Look at that. I see like a circular impression right there. Don't you? Tom, does that look like and another one right here? Could this be something? That's definitely like a little circular thing. Greetings from Poland. Hey, hi. Bronze Age at the northwest and Iron Age at the north of the golf course. That's a great sentence. Wow, so specific. Bronze Age at the northwest, and Iron Age at the northeast near the golf course. Let's find the golf course, if I can. Okay, here's Borough Hill. I'm probably mispronouncing it. Can we spot a golf course? Oh, Dodford Manor. It's a wedding venue. Wonder if there's anything around the manor. I'd love to live in a place where there were manors. Ooh, what's that? That looks like a little, probably a modern structure. This looks like a little structure right there too, huh? And here, these are conspicuously at the corner. I'll bet these are modern because these are clearly fence lines. Where's the golf course? Oh, here's a good green, very nice green field. I think you need this kind of a uninterrupted field to really pick out the features. I don't see anything at all though. You know, Tom, we've got places like this all over here, and the world is, everywhere you go, it's all just the same. These like estates, and I don't know what it is, but people that have land, property like this tend to gather collections of old cars. It's exactly the same here. What's this? Look at that. Doesn't that kind of look like that? Doesn't that look very conspicuous? What do you think, Tom? It looks like a Q-tip. I don't know what you call them in England. The things you stick in your ears, the cotton swabs. Look at that. There is a definite, who was it once? I heard something that said that, straight lines are a rarity in nature, but that looks, doesn't that look almost Roman straight? I mean, weren't the Romans the ones that were really fans of straight lines? I mean, they had this device that they would use that would hang strings down, like a modern surveyor's tool, when they're laying out their roads, and they would lay it down, and then the guy would go further out and they would line it up, and then they would mark the line to line out the road. I'll bet that's what they did here. But why? What the heck could this possibly be? What do you think, Tom? You're the local. Let's see. I'll pull back out so you can see kind of where that is relative to the area. Near Dodford Manor, in this field. That's awesomeness. And I see something up here too. Looks like a meteor crater. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I don't know what that is. Ooh, we have cows. Moo. Tom, I think we found something. Yeah, but Tom, do you agree that looks suspiciously like something human made? That doesn't look natural, and it looks strange. I'm not going to go so far as to say aliens did it. Lovely farm here. Look at this. This farm, they've even got like a little courtyardy thing there. And what the heck? Look at this. Tom, why is this? They have this beautiful road, and then it gets like, well, okay, here we go. We're gonna go around, you know, the Lord's Manor. That's interesting. This is definitely like some. This is like a farmer's place, right? Because look at that. Those houses, the structures in the back are probably for farm animals. Wow, lovely countryside. Do you like living there? Yeah, you agree that's human. Yeah, I do too. Those lines are too straight. It almost looked like, you know what it kind of almost looked like with those um remember, I don't know if it is, but you remember there's those structures that are written in the ground. There are markings. We have them here in California out in the desert that are like human made. It's almost like graffiti things. Look at this. Now, don't you see? Do you see this, Tom? Do you see these lines in the landscape? Doesn't it almost looks like ocean sea waves moving through a sea? And what a lovely little farmhouse. Look at that. What's this in the back? Nice. Oh, you know what they are? They're just like crop lines, right? That's all it is. It's just where the plow must do their thing, I guess. And what's going on here? I wonder. Let's see where we are. Let's back out. Oh, we're getting into town, aren't we? There's the Tesco Superstore and the Daventry Country Club. Is the golf course near the country club? There's the Henry Ford Academy and the River Nen and the Bad Bee Woods. Let's go south. I don't see anything here. This is more like a meadow here, huh? You think that one was a Humpty Dumpty field, huh? Now I know what a Humpty Dumpty field is. But what's it like, I wonder, to live in a place where you know that where you are, the Romans were and the early people before that were, I guess the original Britons. And didn't the Saxons come in and do their thing too? What's going on here? I don't see much. Let's take a look at Staverton. Okay, let's do something. Let's pop over to Ireland real quick. You say at the northern tip of Burrow Hill, the Humpty Dumpty Fields. You just take history for granted because there's so much of it. Wow. Okay, so here we are. Now we're in Ireland. Let's go up here to Northern Ireland because we seem to have more luck in Scotland than we did down in England. Although I'm sure that there's probably, if not the same amount, there's probably more down in England. It's just maybe covered up because of more modern activity. Let's go right up here to the very top and take a peek at the fields and see if we can see anything here in Ireland along the road here. Interesting how the texture of the fields looks different, huh? It's kind of a deeper green. Okay, let's go slowly, Kurt. Don't race. One thing slowly. What's this? Could that be something? Or just landscape of the feature of the landscape? I think we're getting near the water here. Now we're getting into the weeds. What's that? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, let's just on a whim. Let's pop over to the continent and let's take a look around. Just go right across here to Denmark. Or shall we do Norway? Let's go to Norway. Let's see if we can find anything along the coast in Norway. Or maybe up along a fjord or something like that. This looks interesting. Kind of a interesting coastal area. Look at that. What's that? Kind of need a clearer shot. Is it just too plowed, too modern? Would we have to go to some place where it's older, where it's undisturbed? Because people were living here. Okay, I know a place that we can go that's quite undisturbed. Let's see. Yes, I have seen Time Team. Sayu Anime. I love Tony and his team. Have you looked at Salisbury Plain where Stonehenge is? That place is littered with Stone Age fieldworks. Would love to go to Norway to the Fjord of Light. I have a place that I want to go, and that I know we'll find something. Okay, and I know it's relatively undisturbed. Let's go all the way across Europe. Well, it's on the other side of the Asian continent. to Kamchatka here. So here we have Kamchatka Peninsula, and I know there's stuff out here because I've toured this area before. And right out here on this very edgy tippy thingy, right here, right out at the very, 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 very tippy of the Kamchatka Peninsula, there we're going to see some stuff right here. Here we go. And it's really good because it's very clear. Look how crisp and clear this is. Okay, imagine that, the very end of the peninsula. Now that's not where the stuff is. There's a mix of modern and old right up here. Here's an old, or here's a settlement, but look at all those lines. Look at these over here. Let's see if we can find a roundhouse. So this is clearly probably people have been, I think that's a lighthouse right there. See the shadow? Isn't that cool? Let's see if I can dip down. You can see the shadow of the lighthouse there. So clearly people have been living here for a long time. Now let's go along here. Let's see what we can find. Because this is a relatively undisturbed area. There's a road that goes along here because I followed that road one day. I mean, not in fact, but along here. Here's the road. And I noticed various things as I went. Kind of like little boggy areas. What's this? I see little circular things there, don't you? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. What is going on right there? Zero Cool says, hello, Kurtz. Hope you are doing well. I'm doing really well. Yeah, life's good. Kurt, have you ever found a Stone Age arrowheads in the desert? Hold on. Yes, I have found Stone Age arrowheads in the desert. But I left them out there. So they're still sitting. I found one. In fact, I found one under the bridge at Siberia, and the riding bridge. I was sitting in the sand there one day, and I went, "Hey, there's an arrowhead!" Sorry, I yelled into it. I picked it up. This is a nice arrowhead that a viewer sent this to me. Isn't that nice? In fact, I was just holding it this morning. I was literally picking it. I was holding it this morning, and I was thinking to myself, "Wow, that's like someone chipped that away. Someone that's nothing more than dust, now." Yeah, I keep it on my shelf over here. I also have this up there. This is something I found in the desert. This is, can anyone take a guess at what this is? I found this, if you read my book, Going Alone, I found this at along the tongues of rock. I know it's not it's not focused as nice as it could. I think it's pretty clear what it is. Anyone want to take a guess? I'll leave it there for anyone wants to guess. It's not Zero Cool. It's not an axe head. Oh, that's a good guess. I know it's not very clear. Look at that. That's, to me, I think that's the. Okay. Anybody else want to try a guess? Tom got it. Petrified wood. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, this is actually, and this is really an astonishing find. When I found this, I was like, my mouth dropped. Okay, you can see this is the bark of the wood, something to make fire. Nope, and Moto FM got it. Yeah, petrified wood. This is the bark right here. This is a knot where a branch had stuck out and broke off, and you can see this is the inside. Look at that. It's still got the color of the inside of the bark of the tree, right? The living part of the tree still has the color, and then the dark exterior of it there is like that. And you can actually see the lines here where the veins were going up and down. But what's the most amazing thing of all, brace yourself, you can see right here, guess what that is, that lump right there. That is and it's probably still in there. This tree was petrified with what do you call them? It's an insect inside of there, a bowl. There's like a beetle weave larva inside of there that causes that. You can see these in modern trees, and it's probably if you crack this thing open, which I wouldn't do, you could actually see there's an insect in there. Isn't that just terrific? I was just walking along through the desert, and I looked down and I thought, holy crap! There's a piece of, and there's petrified wood. I'll show you another one. Hold on. I got. There's more than you can possibly imagine. I mean, you could cart out, you know, wheelbarrows full of this stuff out there. Hold on. I'll show you another one. This is a piece of a tree. And you can see the. I'm sorry, I'm moving it around too fast. The various layers and the like. The camera is crappy. It doesn't show up. It's really beautiful detail if you see it in person. And I only have a couple of specimens. Oh, and here's another one. This one's nicer. I actually have this one on my desk. I use this one to hold pieces of paper open. You know, when I'm reading a book, I use it to hold the book open. You can actually see the lines there. See the tree. This would have been the vertical section like that, and then the tree, the lines would go through like that and like that. I think that's about it. I have maybe two more pieces. I don't normally take anything from the desert, but I did take those. You are allowed to. You can take I think you can take like 50 pounds a day of petrified wood out of the desert, but I usually leave it all alone. How old is petrified wood in Southern California? I don't know. That's a good question. Have you ever found any meteorites? I found a lot of stuff that looks like meteorites. I'll show you one. So this looks like a meteorite. In fact, I was so convinced when I first found one. I've got another one that I actually cut open. I'll show you. Hold on. So the very first one I found, I thought was a meteorite. And I know it's not. How do I know? Well, I actually sent it to a lab to have it analyzed. And so this is it. So this is the very first one I ever found, and I was dead convinced it's really heavy. I knew it was iron, and I was dead set it was a meteorite. So I sent it to a lab to have it professionally analyzed. It cost me $50 plus postage to have it sent. And you can see where they analyzed it. See the cut here? They actually cut it off. They cut it and then did a laboratory analysis of it. And I got back a scientific finding that this is hematite, which is a type of iron, 97% pure iron. And I actually know how this formed. And they some of them are indeed magnetic. I saw a shooting star low in the atmosphere a few nights ago. That's always awesome to see. And so these form in the desert, deep inside the earth when there's magma blobs rising up, molten magma blobs, and then they form these chunks of iron around the edge. And when they plop out into the surface, they leave them about literally the places where I hike in the desert. These I could come wheelbarrows full. These are everywhere, and giant ones. The biggest one I've got, I'll show you the big one. I actually hoisted this thing back from the desert in my backpack, believe it or not. Look at this mother. Yeah, I see, Tom. It looks like the surface has been melted, but it hasn't. These aren't meteorites. So these are all hematite that are from within the earth. So, and I know that conclusively because I had the science done. Now, that doesn't mean there's not actual meteorites amongst these. There might be some, but I don't think any of these are. Now I got a table full of rocks. That's it. Let's see. Native Americans used hematite a lot. I think they did, yeah. But now look back at the thing here. Look at this. Do you see that, guys? Look at this. That looks like right. I don't know what this black mass here, but this looks like that's a circular item, and it looks like it's got a blob in the middle, doesn't it? Tell me, I'm seeing things. You should take up blacksmithing. There's so many things to do in life. And then could these be something as well? So have we stumbled across something? And what is it that this blow came over? Wonder if they would make a good blade or knife if give to a blacksmith. I don't know. It's just basically pure iron. Anyway, I think that's something. I think we came across something there. That's something for sure. And I wonder if this is like an ancient road. Do you think this is an ancient road? Look at this. This is nothing modern. Although that is awfully smooth curvature there. Coming along here. What's this looks like? I wonder what that is. Tom says could be an animal pen, and Moto FM says it could be a pond. Yeah. Okay, here, look at this. Look at this. Tom, isn't that very similar to what we saw over in the field by your place? Look at this. What the heck is going on there? That is really similar. That is that ramrod straight line. What is going on with that? Do you see this, Tom? I know. I think the structure here is man. I mean, that's a natural feature there, but there's definitely something there, and then a straight line right through. And this looks like it's uneven landscape right there. Tom says very similar. Yeah. So I guess just go, and this is all the way across the continent, right? I mean, you couldn't get any further across from Kamchatka to where you live. I see some interesting squiggly stuff. Now look at that. Look at this. That's something, I think, right? And then this line goes up here. And where does that go? And what's going on up here? Well, all kinds of stuff. What? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Can you see the very faint lines here in the landscape? Oh, I think we have found us a site. Look at this, friends. Oh my gosh. This is definitely an old site in Russia. Oh, look at that. From now we are, what are we? We're 1,147 feet above the ground. And you can definitely see what looks like a big building here, a few buildings off to the side, kind of a wall looking thing here, some more buildings over here, and a road that comes along here. Could be World War II, but this is, I don't know. I mean, you think it was World War II? I truly don't know. But I think that's a settlement of some sort. I mean, with the road and everything like that. And look at this up here. What the heck is going? Oh my gosh! Look at this. Now, what I don't see are any roundhouses. I don't think. Oh, there's a good view right there. Something looks a little modern right there, huh? Let's pull back and see where we are. So we're probably about a 1 or 2 football fields, maybe a football field length from the water. Maybe a mile from the very tip of the peninsula. I don't see any evidence of farming though. Those lines in the soil, but it's very clear that people were living here and doing stuff. Look at that. What the heck is going on with that? And what's this up here? It goes up here. Looks like there's a little road or something that crosses this one up here and then does a curly Q thing to something up here. I hear frogs. Can you guys hear frogs? The rainfall that we're hearing is from Thailand in the nighttime. Can you imagine enjoying a nice sleep listening to this? Ooh, hear the thunder. Big old lake. Peninsula's still not very wide out there. Let's see if we can find. I see more road looking stuff. Oh, here we go. Look at this. No roundhouses though, huh? That technology must have been not been the case here in, I guess this would be Asia, right? I could sleep with those frogs. Apparently, the first Russian explorer there was in 1639. Wow. Would you go there if given the opportunity? In a second, would you? Oh, yeah. But I hear there's big bears. I don't know if there's big bears right here, but probably. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Ooh, look at this. A little jutting bit of land sticking out. And then it looks like someone there's like a habitation of some sort. I would love to know what these wally looking things are because it can't be an enclosure, right? Because it doesn't enclose anything. And look at this. What is going on with this? These are too symmetrical to be natural. So says I, who knows nothing. And then more of the wall looking stuff over here. And there's something up here. Look at that. What's that? What's going on here? That looks natural, maybe. And there's the road up there. Let's see how good that road looks. It doesn't look so good. Nice little peninsula thing, huh? Let's see. And then Tom says, as long as they have YouTube, I would. Maybe bunkers. Those hot holes, maybe from the mortar shells, etc. Were there any battles on Kamchatka? Let's see. Google. World War II battle on the siege of Petropavlovska was a military operation in the Pacific theater of the Crimean War. The Russian casualties were 115 soldiers and sailors. The primary concern of blah, 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 blah. Where is... Well, let's just find out where Petropavlovska is. So it's not that. we go. Here's something about it. BBC. The islands in the way of World War II peace deal between Russia and Japan. Oh no, they're talking about the Japanese islands. Yeah, that's a current issue. Battle of Kamchatka. In 2558, a battle took place at Kamchatka, fought between the forces of the United Nations Space what? Oh, that's the future. So I'm not seeing any. Nothing's jumping out of the top on the first page of Google for Battle of Kamchatka. Now look at the small region that we're exploring. It's just this little fingertip sticking out here. Let's get back where we were. So here's where we were. Let's fly from a little higher up, maybe, and see if we can see any larger features jumping out, like a lagoony looking thing. Goonies. Zero Cool says that's from a video game. I guess we learned, right? And not that much. Jess says, back from shopping and Kurt is still alive. Nice. Yeah. Well, I got the day off, so I can do whatever the hell I want today. I know the Japanese and Russians were fighting over some of those lands during World War II. I think the lands that they were worried about were these islands right here. At least that's the ones that I was told about. But I don't know. I truly don't know what's going on with all this stuff. I'm kind of running out of stuff. I don't see what's that. Okay, well, I'm going to switch gears here just a little bit. I'll leave this on for just a second. I'll show you guys what I am doing today. Let me bring up my manuscript. Okay, so I am working on going alone today, and I have two things that I'm doing. Boom, boom, make that go away, and make that go away, and hey, where'd it go? Let's keep that up there. I love hearing this rain. I play this when I'm in meetings. No one can hear it, right? So I can listen to this soothing rain in a meeting. It feels like I'm cheating or doing something bad, but I'm not. And I can also play it for everybody else to hear if they are curious. Where is the right thing? Oh, here it is. So here we are. So what I'm doing right now is I have 3 new principles that I need to add to the good life. So hold on. Comment here. I know the Japanese Russians. Oh, that's right. We read that one. At softypapa. Have you ever been in those areas like Wakanai or elsewhere up at Hokkaido? I saw this documentary. It must be awesome to hike there. No, I haven't. I have not been. I would like to. So the first thing I'm doing, and here's my website. It says I've arrived in Siberia, which should be there today. And I was going to go to Siberia today, but refresh the page. I had something come up, and I decided not to. Yet again. So let's reset the timer. Wix always takes a little while for it to update there. And while it does that, I'll be back in just a sec. All right, I'm back. So sorry about that. Check this out. I got my Christmas present early. Yumiko, there's the dogs. They're like, "Hey, where'd you? Are we going for a walk? We'll go for a walk in a little bit, boys." She got me a refrigerator and she put it right out there so I can have nice cold oyocha. You know what's funny? Get this. Um, okay, oyocha is my favorite tea. Bottled green tea. And what it means is oyocha. It's what an old. It's a stereotype. It's a how do you say it? It's an archetype of Japanese culture. The idea is that, and I would witness this when I lived in Japan when I was at my wife's parents' house, because her father would worked at home and he would be in the shop and he would yell, and the shop was connected to the house, and he would yell to his wife that he wanted tea, and he would yell, "Oi, ocha," and which means "Hey, tea," right? And he was yelling to his wife, and it's not uncommon for men of his generation to refer to their wives as "Oi, hey, you," right? And then women would refer to their husbands as anata, you, right? So it's kind of a is the word colloquialism, so oheocha. So every Japanese knows that, of course. And here in the back it says, I was reading it. It says, where is it? Oheocha means tea, please, in Japanese. And I was telling Yumiko, I said, wouldn't that be funny if someone read that and they go into a nice fine sushi restaurant here in the United States and Japanese staff, and they kind of look up and they say, "Oi, ocha." It wouldn't come across quite the same way. Of course, the Japanese wouldn't know what it was. Oh, I got two questions. Zero Cool. Oh, it's the same person. Zero Cool. How's your new job going? Do you miss your old now? How's your new job going? It's only been 2 weeks as of yesterday. It's going great. Great. I really happy to be back. James Innumerable says, "Oh, I like that. That's a green tea, right?" Yes, it sure is. I love Ito, and great if you can buy it somewhere. Believe it or not, they have this at Costco now. You have to fight with it to open, though. Okay, let me show you guys what I'm doing here. Oh, let me go into the Discord. I forgot to do that. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. And tell people in the bench. There we go. So let me get somebody joining from. Go back and show you what I'm doing here. Boink. So what I'm doing right now is first thing I need to do. I'm working on the book. I have three new principles that I need to add to the book. But first, I'm over here on the website, and here, if we go to goingalone.org, see that. Well, first the thing will pop up. I'm going to load Discord. So that's how you get to the Discord. Make that go away. Do you see on down here it says "Return to Siberia Countdown," and it says that I've arrived. Let me make that a little. Well, I'm not there, so I need to adjust that. So I'm going to go in here and go into the arrived. This is the actual thing. Go into settings, and let's see. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll be in Siberia in 2 weeks, which will be right at the end of the year, December 30th. Set countdown to December 30th. Bang, and now the countdown timer is set. We'll publish that. Publish. And now if we go back here. There's Rudy. That's awfully low. Come here, Rudy. This is a Rudy boy. So now you can see the timer is correctly saying that I'll be in Siberia in 13 days, 13 hours, and 16, 15 seconds. Lies. It's all lies. I probably won't. So Germany would be $6 to $7 per bottle if that was available. Really? I think it's about $1.50 here. Hey, I wanted to ask you, not that much, Des. So you were telling me before, yesterday, I think it was, that Zimmerman was spelled. I think it was you. It was telling me that Zimmerman was. Did you see my? Weren't you telling me yesterday about Zimmerman was spelled wrong? I want to show you something. Hold on. He wants to be picked up, but he's making it impossible. Look at his little eyes peeking over the top. Oh, Johann. Okay, it wasn't Zimmerman, but I want to show you something. Let's see if I can fix that. But check this out. Okay, do you see here? It's okay. I see. There's the Johann, right? I'll check that in a second. But it says Zimmerman here, right? Zimmermann, double N at the end, right? But then when I look at the inside, it's single M at the end, rather than two. Now the point that you said was Johann, Johann, J. Did I misspell it? That's a lot of N's. That's a lot of N's in your version right there. So the question I have for you, and let me bring up that document. Maybe you can help me make sure. I want to correct whatever you were telling me. There was a mistake or something. So there's solitude. Oh, I've got it misspelled right there, huh? Johann. That's what you meant right there, right? There. Is that better? Yay. It up two N's. And so thank you for telling me about that. Not that much, Des. I appreciate that. The question that I wanted to ask you was, is it true? Thank you. Is it? And I got I'm having a dialogue with you, and no one can see what you're saying. Johann comes with two N's, and I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. And then, yep, thank you. Is it true in Switzerland? It's depending on where you live, you might speak German or Swiss or French. Is that true? It's kind of like a very it's like divides up, or maybe both, or maybe all three languages or multiple languages. Is that true of the Swiss? And you're German, right? Okay, thank you for helping me to correct that. Let's put that aside. I'll save that. Okay. Oh, yes, there you go. Yes, Switzerland has 4 official languages. What do they do in school? How do they reconcile? I mean, I thought we had a hard time here in Southern California with Spanish and English being so prevalent. What do they do in Switzerland with that? How awesome. Man, I feel like, gosh, it's amazing. Yes, I am German. I used to work at the Swiss border this year. Interesting. At the border. Now the other dog's here too. Okay. Well, let me show you what I want to do, and then I think I'm going to stop because both dogs want to go for a walk. They know I got the day off. They're like, Dad, we know normally you'd be in a meeting at 9 o'clock, but you can't pull a fast one off on us. We know that you're off work today, Papa. So what I'm going to do here is I have 3 new principles that I'm going to add to the good life. I mean, to going alone. So let's scroll all the way down. This is the manuscript for it. It depends where you live. Your first language is taught early, and then usually they stock up with 2 more languages. Stock it up with that. Oh, interesting. We kind of pick like second language courses in school. So here are the new principles. see if I can find them. And I've got a new one I want to add. Reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil, purpose, atomic, nature, pirate ride, maturity, social, public speaking, temperance, that which must be born. Okay, this is a new one. And you can see I've already written the summary of that which must be born. And I chose to put that interesting. And you know what I didn't do? Is I didn't make it all lowercase, uppercase. That which must be born. Born. And then I think it's nearby. The Feast of Woeful, followed by the Principle of Distraction, followed by Agency and the Difference, the Best Seat in the House, the Path of Wildness. Here it is. Hand on the tiller. Hand on the tiller. And one more that I want to add, which is the horror show. But I need to decide. I need to decide where that principle is going to go. So I think I'll stop for now and take my boys for a walk. Here we go. More interesting stuff. Switzerland has German, Italian, French, and Romanish, which has some elements of the other three languages, but only 2.5% of the entire population use it as their main language. Whoa, that's amazing. Tartret, yo Kurt, yo Tartret. All right, well that was fun. Where did 1.5 hours go? Wow, that was really fun. I think we did some tour. We were looking at the crop lines. Started off in Britain, went off to Ireland, Northern Ireland, which I guess is still Britain, and then went over to Norway, and then off to the Kamchatka Peninsula. Just amazing stuff. And I'll sign off for now. Wish you all a good day, and maybe I'll talk to you all later. Have a good day. In time, boys, you ready to go for a walk? Let's go.